Hello everybody and welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the channel, sorry. And StatCast Relics we're going to be having a quick reaction and overview of, because they're not exactly what you might have expected. They're not like Relics, okay? So you can see right here they have various different names. The kind of generic name for the class-based ones, or some of them, you can see here, like the Tough Relic, the Science Relic, has two different names. You click on it, it's called Tough Science Relic of Protection. You click on the other one, Tough Science Relic of Finesse. That means they differ. They're not all the same, because if you look to this one, it's a science-based one, but it's called Shielded Science Relic of Finesse. So, Shielded Science Relic, right? And then it'll be of something, of finesse, of protection, of something like fortitude. It will have like a name differential. The main thing you can point out and say about these ones is that, yes, they're for every class. They have their own specific ones within class, but they will have attributes which will be beneficial to some, but not all of the champions in that class, right? There's also primary and secondary effects. So physical resistance and secondary is going to be like armor in this one. But this doesn't, and this is obviously attack and defense you can use this on, not like, say, how the previous relics were. It's still very exciting on what these could actually do, but your focus is going to be getting them. I have a lot of concerns about this. Kabam haven't been as forthcoming with the event that's going to be applicable to get them. We'll find out next week, and I can have my thoughts on that once that's been released. So the good thing about this is that we have got various relics for different purposes. So if you've got a tech champion that would benefit from a little bit of a special damage bump, then at least you've got that, and a critical resistance at the same time, depending on obviously situations that you're going to face off against. There could be some types of abilities that play into these ones, but they're all very exciting and different. Like, I've already found one that I quite like, which is this one here. And there's lots, by the way, that we're only going to scratch the surface and react to some of these ones. But this one right here, the Precise Skill Relic of Talent. It's got a combination of things that I like about the skill-based line, like here, critical rating for the attacker, and also special damage being up. This could be great for things like crit me with your crit me baby one more time. I think that's the node right there. That is you need to do crit, but also in and around champions that could be frustrating defenders. With bullseye, or if you use bullseye on attack. Chilf as well could see some benefit from this, and also we could see some benefit from other, like Hitmonkey. I'm getting into my 7-star Hitmonkey to regularly use, so I think that there could be some really cool things with that I could kind of exploit and do more damage with. But there are instances where I'm not quite sure on some of the relics in and around what I want to do. Like this one here. This is the Relic of Penetration for mutants. The primary, yeah, it ticks my boxes. It is a special damage attacker element to it, which you can see, but also a plus 4% armor penetration. Now, I don't plan to hit many champions in the block, especially using the mutant champion, so this may not be something for me. However, if I've got a 7-star version of Storm, I'm adding in, and other prowess-based, mutant-based champions, adding in that relic is going to increase that special damage that I've got. It's going to add some more kind of punch to it and kick. So we're talking like an extra amount of percentage increase with like special damage. It also could be an alternative option if you've got, like, say, a 6-star version of a champion, and you're able to use that 7-star relic or 6-star relic or whatever relic and amplify that special damage with that particular primary stat. Then that could be good to go, okay, well, I don't have a 7-star, therefore can't do stat focus, therefore can't get any more kind of special damage, but I at least have the 6-star version, so at least I'm getting the kind of experience that I might have had with the 7-star version and pushing my 6-star further. It does make me a little bit hesitant around stat relics. Like, I like the idea, and I think they're good, but the concern I have is how much are they going to increase the frustration. If there's going to be a usage on defense, and you'll face off against these champions in whatever game mode you're facing them off as a defender with the relic on, are they going to be more frustrating? You're like, well, maybe there's a counter to, say, a champion a Mystic champion and they've got Kushala, the Kushala stat relic, which you can see on screen right now. If they, for whatever reason, have got that critical resistance and have got some kind of like energy resistance in general, and you're like, well, for whatever reason, the node requires me to use a champion that would do said energy-based attacks and damage, and secondly, required to do crits or needed crits in order to do damage, then of course that creates a pain point of frustration as a result of created by this. Now that's a bit of a kind of like, you know, we don't know the future kind of remark, but you've got to consider these things. So before we get into any kind of like footage around like playing around with these champions, again, there's something that we need to talk about and bring into discussion, and that's this right here. Yep, you can see it, the rank up materials in order to get it. Tier 5 basic alloy. Last time I checked, we don't have that in game. And of course that creates a pain point because this is basically rank 1. So going from that rank 1 to rank 2, and the cost that there then follows, that's a bit, and it can be very, very frustrating, especially because it says tier. Do we have tier 3 celestial alloy? I thought it was just celestial alloy with that one. And tier 4 tech alloy, or whatever, tier 4 class alloy. That again is another scary element to this that I'm just not sure on just yet. How are Kabam giving out the resources, or where are going to be the resources to go and get this? Is this going to be Radiance again? A new like another place to go and another thing to buy in the Radiant store that wants to deplete from you? And can you get away with the rank 1 and it just being fine? So for those curious, as you add in Embers to this, it does go up. So you can see it starts off, the percentage of special damage on an attack is 3.33%. If we add in 9 of 10, or 10 of 10, it then goes up to 3.43. So that's that elevation right there. Of course, our biggest concern will be trying to do that rank up, which from an expense standpoint, and by the way, you can't put in any other type of rune. It's like you're limited to the rune that you've got. You largely have to go with it is what it is. There's a lot of recommended well, there's all bindable champions, but there's also recommended champions. So I don't know if it kind of like it forces the hand with what seems to be the best champion to choose, which of course seems to be this 7-star Gallon, which I have on my main account, but of course I am using the Kabam content creator beta account. For those interested, there is an emblem of a gold nature, yes, but I don't know if that's just because it's 7-star that it just appears as a gold type icon, or will it change at any given time? So just before I take out my Gallon for a little bit of a spin, because special attack damage, Gallon, no brainer. Stat focus gives him 9%, which is nice, and of course added on with that 3% at this current rank for that particular relic. I don't know if Kabam have that kind of like weird stacking thing where it's like, hey, the champion gets 9%, but you re-roll as part of RNG on the relic itself to get that, so it's like a damage multiplier of X, Y, or Z. Like, I'm not getting into the semantics of it, but sometimes that's Kabam, isn't it? There's semantics to the way that things are structured and put together. In terms of what the relic does, it's just a striker. Like, that's pretty much it. It's like an extra striker. There's no thrills, there's no spills, it's just a striker. From a relics perspective, with other relics, right, it is, or you get buffs as a result. So let's wind up right now, wind up the fight, because I don't think I need to. I'm going to go into my harvest early, providing the AI lets me, do an SP1, and it should be 49% all gone. Yeah, confidence right there. But that's a special attack, and special attacks amplified with a bit more damage percentage means that you could clear off other champions, KO them a lot more frequently. So I think one big point takeaway from StatCast Relics is personal choice. What you put in defense may be different to what you put in attack. You may switch things around. So here's a good example. There is a mutant-based relic, which is here, which has armor as its primary attribute and then energy resistance of its secondary. So if you've got a frustrating... Oh my god, I'm even going to say this. If you put this on Onslaught, this helps out just being more frustrating. Maybe not super ridiculously, but plussing 12% of armor and 8% energy resistance, I'll tell you what, it's going to make him a little bit more annoying. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. The same thing you could say with any tech defender and say critical resistance and armor as well. And I'm sure there's going to be other combinations in the future that are going to be equally frustrating. Now, does it mean that you've got to think a bit more outside the box to take on these? Yes. Will they actually make a difference to be more frustrating, or like frustrating in general, to defenders and be better attackers? They're going to make some difference, but I don't know if you're going to see it massively at this moment in time. Maybe further down the line with further ranks that you can do for these particular champions. Maybe, like up to rank 5. But the chances to go and do that, I think, are going to take a very long time, especially with the way that Kabam set these out. So yeah, they do look like they could be like handy and make a difference. But it's very early days to actually tell with it. So I'm sure people are going to go and want to get them. They are not out now, by the way. They are out next week on the 13th. And we still don't know much about the event. Hopefully we'll find out a bit more. What are your thoughts on StatCasts and what you've seen so far and the structure to them? Because you can see footage of them with attackers. You can see them with defenders. But it doesn't make a difference until you actually get them in the community to play, understand them, and also go, have they made a difference? Or will they make a difference now? And how the heck are you going to be able to get the materials to rank them up? That's a very good question, which Kabam don't seem to field at the moment. Maybe we'll find out next week. Or maybe it will be a monetization-based thing. That'd be frustrating. Anyway, that's been it when it comes to a little bit of an overview of StatCast relics and how they work. And I'll see you all very, very soon.